Why write, submit, support? Lead your best literary life in 2018.
Gosh, we've talked about this a lot in Write, Submit, Support. The audience, the out there. If you are pre-published, who is out there to listen to you, to hear you, to read you? The circle starts small. A trusted writer friend, a circle of writers, a class full of writers, a prospective agent that hopefully becomes your agent, and then an editor that hopefully becomes your editor. And then there's the audience, that nameless and faceless public that buys the words that you write, that I write. Now, whether that be a few hundred people, a few thousand or more, if even one person exchanges money for the opportunity to read my words, to hear them, to listen with their hearts, to listen with their minds, which are all more important than listening with their ears. And that's more than I dreamed of when I sat on my bed as a little girl and I stared at the tree in my front yard. That in the spring had buds bursting with life, or in the summer had green leaves dancing with the breeze, or in the fall had yellow and orange leaves cascading to the ground. And then just those barren, twiggy branches come winter. Winter was my favorite time to stare at that tree. Its branches were empty. It had shared what it needed, and then it could begin the cycle again. Visually, I was taking in the tree, season after season, but I was also taking in myself. I didn't have to pay for that tree to experience it the way my books are bought, but I was that tree's audience, and we had a relationship, whether it knew it or not. I heard it, and in hearing that tree, feeling my own thoughts and my own feelings in relationship to it, I was changed. That's why we as writers, I think the desire to publish is so strong. We want to be heard. We write to be heard. The submitting part of Write, Submit, Support. The desire to be heard, I feel, is really at the root of all rejection woes. It's why the not right for us has us question our talent. It's why the I'm sure this will find a good home with someone else feels pat. It isn't what the rejection letters say. It's what we tell ourselves, what we are hearing, sometimes from the inside out and sometimes from the outside in. You deserve to be heard. But how can we be heard if the gatekeepers are saying no? We keep saying yes to ourselves, to each other. We show up at the page, we mull, we pre-create as much as we procrastinate. And we value the time when we are the only ones listening. All writers start by listening to themselves. We have to hear ourselves first. We have to give ourselves permission to write with joy. So while we are pre-published, who is our audience? Our community of readers, the writers in our life, the ones also writing to be heard, seeking to understand the world, their place in it, their characters. The writing barn is an extension of what I care about. Process, craft, reading, analyzing, sharing about the ups and downs and the pursuits of the literary life. We didn't talk about that much while at grad school. How to keep living that literary life, how to be a mid-list author, how to keep at it if we've been out of grad school or never went to grad school and we've been facing rejections for 10 years. How to keep writing, how to keep hearing ourselves, how to keep listening and hoping and expecting and believing we are worthy of being listened to. Together and individually, we are all creative. Together and individually, we all have something to say. Together and individually, we work our asses off at process, at craft, at enjoying the ups and downs of this literary life. Together and individually, we feel heard.